Hi everyone, if you've reached this point in the video, I just want to thank you for watching it, and I thought I'd just share a little bit about how these photos come about. There's various methods I use, and one of the methods I've used, water. You may wonder why the images are a little bit distorted. They have advised me that when they send these images that they are in perfect condition and that they are not distorted or deformed in any way. Nothing is impossible in the spirit world in the way of which they can communicate. If you've watched my video about baptism, which I done just recently, that has a lot to do with water, and I mentioned how it is a symbolic for a veil between the world. In this video I just want to say that also water works as a good conductor for spirit energy. Some people may think that it is a form of scrying which I'm using here. In actual fact, scrying is a little bit different, but scrying is certainly another method where spirit communicate through water, and this method that I use is probably the closest method out of all the methods of instrumental trans-dimensional communication. That's the closest to scrying, but it's not scrying. Some of the scryers of the past would be like, say, John Dee, who is an occultist. He also one of the founders of the Rosicrucian Society, the Brotherhood of the Rose Cross. He was also an advisor to one of the queens, Queen Elizabeth I think it was, the first. He was her astrologer, and also he predicted the future. One of the things he did, he was a scryer, and he used to bring different entities through the water, and they would tell him different things about the future. Water scrying works very similar to a magic mirror or a crystal ball, which I've got both of. I'm a scryer myself, but this method that I'm using is not exactly scrying, whereas in scrying you go into a trance-like state and the water's very still and you see the images before you. It helps you tap into the subconscious. This form of method of communication, the water is moving all the time, and not only is the water moving, well, some people use lighting, stove lighting and indoor lighting, even infrared. I like to use outdoor natural light, sunlight, solar light, because I have a deep connection with the solar entities, solar gods, and they work with me, and they've told me and explained to me that one of the ways in which will work best for me is through using solar energy, and it works like a reflection on the water. I get it into a flashing motion, and those that have done video feedback loop will understand that it's a very similar process I've done myself. As I say, I've tried all methods of instrumental transdimensional communication, and had them work fairly well. But this one's the most easiest for people to do, so it's the most popular, and a lot of people starting out in instrumental transdimensional communication like to use this particular method, the water light reflection method. So I'm using natural light. It flickers across the water. That's when spirit images start to come through if they want to show me something, those that are around me in spirit. The spirits that come through are not from another place, they're actually around me at the time, and they're showing me these images. And I never do this particular work until I feel them around me strongly enough, or they've spoken to me and asked me that they want to show me these images. That's pretty much explaining a bit about that one. So as I say, in video feedback loop, you wait till the camera's in front, you've got the camera right in front of the television screen or monitor, and the light flickers across, and that's when faces and images start to come through. It's a very similar thing. The other method that's used in this video is a software program called a spectrogram. The idea of the spectrogram was not created for instrumental transdimensional communication. However, the spirit world have used that as an instrument to send images through and to communicate. So the spectrogram is another method of which I use and others have used before me. What particular happens with the spectrogram is that you play sound through it. The idea of the spectrogram was invented so you put sound through it, and it transfers sound into a spectral, it makes it into like a picture form, sound waves into picture form. So what I've done, and a few others have done, and this is all from research into what we do, and a lot of things of what we do when it comes to instrumental transdimensional communication is all based on a lot of research that we do. We do deep research into it and try different methods and different ideas to see if it works. One of the things instrumental transcommunication is, or instrumental transdimensional communication is, it is an umbrella that represents all different ways that spirit can communicate with someone through electronic. So there's many different methods of instrumental transdimensional communication. The spectrogram records sound, and the sound gets played through the spectrogram and comes out interpreted into lines and patterns into picture form. So what I've done and others have done is decided to put EVP recording, and the EVP recordings I've put through are not the ones that are used with the like Frank's box or the Ghost Box or anything like that, or Radio Sweep. It's the ones which give a cold recording, they call it, using a digital recorder, and just then the spirit will, or the entity that's around me at the time, will then use that to leave a message, and then I go get the message, I upload the message onto the computer, the message file, and then I play it through this particular software called the spectrogram, with the hope that when I play the particular EVP message, electronic voice phenomena, with the hope that the spirit that is talking in the EVP recording will also show an image, where I've actually got an image to go with the EVP recording. So I've got a picture to match the voice that is communicating. So not only do I have their picture, I also have their message that they've sent to me. But there's other things I've used as well. I've used just sound, I've used white noise through the spectrogram, I've also put music through the spectrogram. Now, one of the things I've always found very helpful when it comes to spirit communication, particularly if you want to communicate with a particular spirit, like a loved one that's passed away, or someone that you know that's crossed over that you wish to talk to, some of the things that are helpful is to have some things to do with that particular person that has moved on. When it comes to the spirit world, one of the things I've found that they really enjoy is music, a couple of songs through the spectrogram, and then look through it and see even images come through, or something like that. I'll put the voice of Judy Garland through, something like that, the voice, I even put voices of people that have crossed over through, that actual spirit that is now on the other side, or their soul, and they might not be here with me at the time. As I say, I do it only when there's spirits around me. I've got my guides and that, as you know, one of my guides is Sophia, and Sophia works with me quite a bit. Native Americans and Aboriginals, that so are my guides that work with me. They're pretty much ancestral spirits with me. They're my guides as well. Some of them. I got other guides as well, which are not spirit but entities. Say entities of the angelic realm. They will go and help me to find this person on the other side, and if they wish to choose to communicate, they will. That's pretty much what the spectrogram is all about. So I hope that explains it a little bit for you, and thank you for watching this video and for watching all my videos. If you've got any questions, anything you wish to know about any of my videos, feel free to leave a comment under my videos. Feel free to leave comments, and I thank you for those that have subscribed. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.